ChatGPT said. The shy, trembling voice of 12-year-old Amelia Washington cut through the elegant chatter of the Continental Hotel's grand lobby. "May I play for food?" she asked, her words slicing the air like glass. Conversations froze. Dozens of expensively dressed guests turned toward the small black girl in worn clothes clutching a frayed backpack. The irony hung thick. This was a charity gala to raise funds for underprivileged youth. Amelia, who had spent nights sleeping in shelters, stood at the doorway staring at the gleaming Steinway piano beneath the chandeliers. Victoria Sterling, the wealthy event organizer, approached with the smooth arrogance of someone used to being obeyed, suggesting Amelia try a McDonald's instead. But the girl's calm insistence, just one song for a plate of food, sparked laughter. The crowd mocked her, calling her naive. Only Dr. Robert Chun, a renowned pianist among the guests, saw the spark in her eyes, the kind of reverence for music he had witnessed only in prodigies. Urged on by him, Victoria agreed to let the girl play, but with cruel conditions. Amelia would perform one song of their choosing, and if she failed, she must leave immediately. Victoria turned to a smug pianist in the crowd, James Morrison, who proposed Beethoven's Fürelise, a deceptively simple but technically demanding trap. Amelia accepted quietly and approached the piano with poise that unsettled the room. Her small hands adjusted the bench precisely, fingers hovering above the keys in perfect form. When she began to play, the first pure note shattered every assumption in the room. Her touch carried confidence, control, and emotion that transcended technique. Each passage flowed flawlessly, her dynamics precise, her phrasing mature beyond her years. The entire hall fell silent, spellbound by music that spoke of beauty, pain, and resilience. Dr. Chun recognized mastery that no wealth could buy. Memories of her late grandmother, Betty Washington, a brilliant black pianist denied recognition by racism, flooded Amelia's mind as she played. Betty had taught her that music knows no color, only truth. The final notes faded into breathless silence before thunderous applause erupted. Victoria's smugness curdled into panic. Her cruel spectacle had turned into a revelation. When Dr. Chun asked where she had trained, Amelia simply said, "My grandmother taught me." She said music was the one thing no one could take away. The name Washington struck Dr. Chun like lightning. Betty Washington had been a legend, a teacher whose students became stars. Victoria scoffed that the girl was still homeless, but Amelia rose with quiet dignity. "You're right," she said. "I shouldn't be here tonight. I should be preparing for my recital at Carnegie Hall next week." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Amelia revealed that she was the youngest pianist ever accepted into Juilliard's Young Artist program, and that this entire encounter had been part of a PBS documentary exposing prejudice in the arts. Hidden cameras had recorded everything: the condescension, the laughter, the cruelty. The guests paled as she explained that they had signed filming consent forms without reading the fine print. Victoria's empire of false virtue crumbled in that instant. Weeks later, the viral documentary Faces of Discrimination shattered high society facades, earning over 15 million views. Victoria lost her fortune, her reputation, and her seat among the elite. The Continental Hotel created a scholarship for underprivileged musicians with Amelia as its ambassador. Dr. Chun became her mentor as she performed worldwide, reminding everyone that music has no race or class, only truth and passion. Watching Amelia step from her limousine into Carnegie Hall months later, Victoria finally understood that true dignity cannot be bought, and the little girl she once mocked had become a symbol of grace, talent, and justice.